Good evening and welcome to our 4th grade band concert. My name is Claire DeFelice and I am one of the 3 4th grade band teachers, along with Mrs. Parker and Mr. Dozer, whose children are up on the stage tonight. So we are all so excited to be here, and we're so proud of the progress our students have made in just a matter of months. And our program tonight is actually going to take us through, we'll demonstrate the progression of skills that students have learned starting in the beginning of the year. So we will start with our first sounds, which I'm sure some of you might remember. So this is when students learned how to tongue and create a correct embouchure on their mouthpiece. So we'll start just with mouthpieces. Here we go. Their first sounds were actually the first notes in our song, Hot Cross Buns. So our band is going to start by playing that for you. Thank you. Next you'll hear our solo song selection. So each instrument will play a solo. We ask that you hold your applause till each instrument has finished. Thank you. Mary Had a Cool Lamb, which is a variation of Mary Had a Little Lamb. And this song is when we learned about quarter note rests. Next, you will hear our first scale, our 5-note concert B-flat scale. Our next piece is Go Tell Aunt Rhody, which is our first 5-note folk song. You'll hear quarter and half-note rhythms. And Lightly Row is the first duet we learned. And part of the fun of playing with other people is that you can play more than one part, so you can play duets. So you'll hear some students playing the melody line and others playing the harmony line. And our next piece is by the famous composer Beethoven, Ode to Joy. Next, we are going to take a quick trip to the farm with Old MacDonald. This is one of our longer pieces, so it's challenging for students to count and play with a steady beat. If you've seen the movie Jaws, the next song will be familiar. This is only 2 notes, but it's added a 6th note to our scale, and I'll warn you, it's a little scary. And Crusaders Hymn is our next piece, and it's a combination of all the different notes we've played so far tonight. Our next piece is Star Search, also known as Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and this is our gentle lullaby. We're going to try to lull the audience to sleep, right? Okay. In London Bridge, you will hear 2 dynamics that we've learned. Forte, meaning loud, and piano, our softer dynamic. Dynamic Doodle, our next piece, adds 2 more dynamics, so every 2 bars will get a little bit louder. Our next piece features a special type of articulation, the accent mark. So you're going to hear certain notes emphasized by using, students will use their air and their tongue to give the front of the note a more emphasized or louder sound. And the next piece you'll hear uses syncopation. So it has accent marks again, but this time they're placed on the weak beats, creating an offbeat feel, or what we call syncopation. The next two pieces we will play are a new time signature. So the time signature tells us how many beats there are in every measure and how to phrase the music. So first you'll hear a piece in 2/4 with 2 beats in every measure, and that will be Rain, Rain, Go Away. Our next piece is in 3/4, so it has a waltz feel with 3 beats per bar. This is Minuet. And Camptown Races is the second duet that we've learned, and this also uses all of the notes that the students have learned so far. shaka is one of the more challenging pieces we learned, and not only does it have a new rhythm with 8 notes, but students are also going to perform it as a 4-part round or canon. Raise your hand if you're in group 1. Raise your hand if you're in group 2. Group 3. Group 4. So, and what makes it even more fun is that the first time we will practice it with the whole band is tonight. But they're going to be great. Great. So before our last piece, I wanted to take a moment to thank everyone who's made tonight's program so possible and successful. I want to start by thanking Dr. Kevin McGowan and the Board of Education and our supportive administration here at FRES, Dr. Allison Ryu and Mrs. Deanna Spagnola. And also want to thank Dr. Mike Leaner, who is the Director of Innovative Student Learning, and also tonight he's doubling as our lighting and sound crew. Thank you. And we're also so lucky to have such a wonderful, supportive 4th grade team of teachers and music colleagues. We have Mrs. Isham here tonight as well, Mrs. Kettlecamp, Mrs. Cole, Mrs. Iannello, and Mrs. Bojena. What's her last name? Thank you, I'm sorry, wait. Granat, I knew I should have had notes. Okay, sorry, I always just call her Bojena Granat. And thank you, of course, too, to our wonderful custodial staff and Kevin Rollins for setting everything up for us tonight. But most importantly, thank you all for being here and supporting your young musicians. We could not be happier with them tonight. So without further ado, we'll play our last piece, Hard Rock Blues. We hope you enjoy it and have a great rest of your night. Thank you. Thank you.